One company is taking advantage this Halloween season. What a ketchup company is encouraging its customers to do with its product coming up. Welcome back. Ketchup has long been used as a stand-in for blood and Halloween pranks. Now one company is capitalizing on it. Heinz has rolled out a special edition tomato blood ketchup along with a costume kit. And yes, the blood is just regular old ketchup, but instead of suggesting it to go on burgers and fries and condiments, well, the condiment maker is encouraging customers to slather the sauce on necks, fingers, and other appendages, saying, quote, "If you have Heinz, you have a costume." Heinz is also selling a costume kit featuring the Halloween-themed ketchup, along with a makeup palette, makeup brushes, even a tattoo sheet, vampire teeth, and eyelashes. So good news if you're still looking for a costume. A quick look in the fridge may be all you need. Well, you don't need platform 9 3/4 to get to Hogwarts. Just step inside this Iowa home and you'll be transported straight into the wizarding world. Laura Terrell has the story.
From floating brooms to slithering smoke and magic wands.
We let the little kid.
New this morning, Boulder police responded to shots fired early this morning on CU Boulder's campus. At around 12:30, CU Boulder issued a lockdown, having students stay in their dorms until further notice. Police searched for the suspect but didn't locate them. At around 1 a.m., police lifted the campus's lockdown. The suspect is described to be a Hispanic man wearing a black sweatshirt with red stripes and a white jersey over top with the number 76 on the back. If you have any information, contact Boulder Police. Out in Texas, one person was killed and 9 others injured after a shooting at a Halloween party. Police say the shooting happened inside of an activity center last night just before midnight. The venue was rented out for a Halloween party for hundreds of people. Officers say when they arrived at the scene, there was a large crowd engaged in a number of fights. Police were able to break up the fights and began questioning people and possible witnesses. Currently, police do not have a suspect and no arrests have been made. Well, reduce, reuse, and recycle e-waste was the message yesterday at Mitchell High School in Northeast Colorado Springs. District 11 teamed up with Blue Star Recyclers to teach students about recycling e-waste materials and the manufacturing process behind it. There will be another drop-off at Mitchell High School next Saturday that's going to have a free security data destruction for each donation. A frustrating weekend for travelers as American Airlines has been forced to cancel hundreds of flights. The airline says severe winds at its Dallas-Fort Worth hub forced it to cancel 342 flights alone on Friday. The ripple effect carried into Saturday afternoon, canceling another 434 flights. That amounts to 16% of its total schedule. American says most of its customers were able to be rebooked on the same day. Is criticizing both the Defense and State Departments for withholding key information on Afghan forces that could have predicted their collapse. John Sopko, the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction, believes Congress and the public were deliberately kept in the dark. Speaking at a military journalist conference, Sopko said if the truth had been known, America might have ended the 20-year conflict even earlier. The State Department says the restrictions were due to safety and security concerns and were designed to protect America's Afghan allies. President Joe Biden is traveling to Rome with the world's largest economy leaders, and the president are discussing in regards to the COVID-19 pandemic. And South Metro Fire Rescue responded to an incident in Centennial. We'll give you the latest on this residential house fire up next. Anytime. Loveland opened yesterday and shared some photos on their Twitter of happy pups, skiers, and snowboarders who were hitting the slopes. They say the riders could get access to one of the top to bottom runs covered from tree to tree with an 18-inch base. And look at that little dog. He's a cutie. Well, we are under a weather alert this morning. We're going to toss things over to Storm Tracker 13 meteorologist Mary Matthews with a look on the forecast. Mary, some snow after such a warm day yesterday.
Love looking at that thing. Yeah, we're talking about a cold.
YMCA hosted a spooky Halloween event for the whole family. How kids kicked off the Halloween celebration at Palmer Lake Santa Fe Trailhead. And we are keeping an eye out on that Denver shooting that happened early this morning. More details up next. Welcome back. Time is 8:18. Folks ready for a spook and a sprint participated in the 13th annual Creepy Crawl 5K in Kids Monster Dash yesterday morning. The YMCA hosted the run at the spooky yet beautiful Palmer Lake Santa Fe Trailhead. Costumes were encouraged and treasure was to be found along the way. Proceeds from the event went towards memberships and programs at the YMCA for those in need. For residents in Fountain, last night was a nightmare on Main Street, that is, put together by Fountain Up, a big showing at the Halloween street dance last night. The event featured attendees in full costume and had pumpkin carving contests. You can see everyone in their costumes and taking photos. Organizers say they had a pretty big showing. There was a sudden scare in Virginia why a mall and many retailers had to get put on lockdown. And United Auto Workers could be facing an agreement after a 2-week ordeal. As we take you outside, here's a live look at your commute from I-25 in Nevada as we head to break. Clear roads, cloudy skies. Are going to be right back in just a couple minutes.
News starts right now.
Good morning, Colorado. It is just a few minutes after 8:30 on Sunday, October 31st. Happy Halloween, everyone. I'm Kerjan Donovan. Thanks for staying with us this morning. Taking you outside, this is a live look from Cheyenne Wells. Cloudy this morning, 35 degrees to start off. We want to get to our forecast. Here's Storm Tracker 13 meteorologist Mary Matthews with that. Mary, I'm sure you're doing some trick-or-treating with the kiddos.
Yeah, we are. It's going to be a lot of, stay off the grass. Only take one. Stay with your brother. Thank you.
No more candy.
Yeah,
no more candy. They're going to have a sugar high tonight.
I know. And then you got to go to bed early. Then you got to get up for school. Oh, man.
Thanks. New this morning, a residential house fire broke out early this morning. South Metro Fire Rescue responded to South Hudson Circle at Centennial at around 1 a.m. You can see here in this video, several emergency vehicles were on the scene. Many pets were rescued from the structure, and the fire marshal's office is looking into what caused the fire. No injuries were reported. In developing news this morning, Denver Police Department are investigating a shooting that happened around 2 a.m. this morning. Police responded to the 1300 block of West Colfax Avenue after reports of shots fired. 2 adult victims were transported to a local hospital. They are sustaining serious bodily injuries. This incident is an active investigation. We'll keep you updated as the investigation unfolds right here on KRDO. Springfield Town Center in Virginia was on high alert yesterday. An unknown threat of violence was made to malls and retail stores, leading to multiple police standing by. Jay Korf has the story. The United Auto Workers may be ending their strike against John Deere after more than 2 weeks on the picket lines. Representatives for both sides say they have reached a new tentative agreement for the more than 10,000 UAW employees at John Deere. 90% of union workers went on strike on October 14th after rejecting the first labor deal. The latest one includes increased compensation and addresses pension issues, according to negotiators. If approved by UAW members, the new 6-year agreement would cover 12 plants and 2 parts facilities. However, union members will remain on strike until the vote. Well, a 20-year tradition is back in one Iowa home. How one family transformed their home into a wizardry experience for their local neighbors. And NASA made an announcement that would impact SpaceX Crew Dragon's launch. We have more details up next. Welcome back. Today's SpaceX Crew Dragon launch was delayed by at least 3 days due to weather. NASA made the announcement yesterday, saying the delay was due to a large storm system. That's elevating winds and waves in the Atlantic Ocean along the Crew Dragon flight path. Mission managers say they need favorable weather across part of the Atlantic seaboard in case the launch has to be aborted. The purpose of the mission is to deliver 4 astronauts to the International Space Station to relieve the 4-person crew that's been there for the past 6 months. Millions of people across large parts of the U.S. and Canada could see quite a show in the sky today. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says a large solar flare erupted Thursday. Now, that could result in a strong geomagnetic storm, causing aurora borealis to be visible across the U.S. and Europe yesterday and today. Now, scientists at the University of Alaska say, weather permitting, the northern lights could be visible from Portland, Oregon, all the way to New York City. It may also be visible on the horizon in places as far south as Carson City, Nevada, and North Carolina. We'll be right back.